Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our assembly. We're going to be talking today about integrity.
You see the word integrity on our vision poster. Do we really know what it means? We asked some students and teachers to find out what integrity means at Dover Cole. What does the word integrity mean to you?
So integrity to me means that someone has good moral values, follow the rules, they are nice and kind to everybody.
Can you think of a person you admire who showed integrity?
Any sports person who steps onto a field or a court, who plays by the rules, uses their natural talents, shows good sportsmanship to one another. I admire those people because you could just go and cheat, and that's not showing good integrity.
Integrity means honesty, and when you make a mistake, you admit to making that mistake and you try and make amends.
Can you think of a person you admire who showed integrity?
Oh, that's a really good question. Can I be cheesy?
Yeah.
My fiance. She always has integrity. It's one of my favorite things about her.
What does the word integrity mean to you?
To me, integrity is having a really strong sense of beliefs and your own morals and making sure that you do the right thing even though maybe a little bit difficult.
Can you think of somebody who you feel has shown integrity?
My mum. I think that she's fantastic. I think that she always teaches us right from wrong, and I think that the world will be a better place if there are a lot more people like my mum.
What does the word integrity mean to you?
I guess integrity, no, I don't guess, I know. Integrity is about having a strong sense of what is right and what is wrong. And I think probably more importantly, it's about having those principles and standing by them, particularly even when people around you are going against them. It's being able to stick to the guns and do the right thing even when people aren't looking.
Can you think of somebody you feel has shown integrity?
Malala Yousafzai springs to mind because of her strong sense of moral principles that has driven her work on female education. And in doing so, she's put her own life at risk. And I think the work that she's done shows someone, not only with integrity, and I guess to have integrity, you've got to have courage, and you've got to have confidence and strength. And I guess the two go hand in hand. And so Malala is someone who I would suggest has shown that excellent integrity.
What does the word integrity mean to you?
The word integrity means standing up for something you believe in.
Can you think of someone who has shown integrity?
Nelson Mandela showed integrity by trying to bring different races together.
What does integrity mean to you?
It means being kind to other people and being observant.
Do you know what integrity means?
Integrity means to be observant, to be caring, and
Can you name someone who's shown integrity?
Nelson Mandela. Jennifer Lawrence.
What does integrity mean to you?
Integrity is to me like a person who stands up for his beliefs and who is kind to other people.
Can you name someone who's shown integrity?
Like Martin Luther King.
Okay. What does integrity mean to you?
Integrity is showing kindness and respect for someone.
Can you name someone who has shown integrity?
Jennifer Lawrence because she stands up for her rights.
Thanks.
Having integrity or showing integrity is something that we can all do.
Here are some examples of people who have famously shown great integrity. I am Muhammad Ali. I am widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sports figures of the 20th century. In 1964, I won the World Heavyweight Championship title. I was the best. I showed integrity by refusing to be drafted to fight in the Vietnam War. I was a conscientious objector, and fighting in the war would have been against my beliefs. Because of this choice, I was arrested, found guilty of draft evasion charges, and stripped of my boxing titles.
In 1971, the US Supreme Court overturned Muhammad Ali's conviction. By this time, he had not fought for nearly 4 years and had lost a period of peak performance as an athlete.
Muhammad Ali put his religious and social beliefs before his success as a boxer. He suffered personal loss as well as standing up for what he believed was right. We think this shows integrity.
I'm Nalali Safdai. I am 21 years old and I was born in Swat Valley in northwest Pakistan. When I was 11, I wrote a blog under a pseudonym for BBC Urdu, explaining what my life was like during the Taliban occupation of Swat. The following summer, the New York Times made a documentary about my life, and I became pretty famous. I was even nominated for the International Children's Peace Prize. When I was 15, I was traveling by bus with some friends, and I was shot by a Taliban gunman. People were not happy that I was speaking out about what I believed in. Luckily, I survived, and since then, I've become a well-known activist and have created my own non-profit organisation to fight for free and safe education for girls around the world.
Globally, 65 million girls are not in school, and despite being an only child herself, Malala has done so much to draw attention to this issue. Even when she was given a good education herself, she still devoted her time to making sure that other young girls have access to education.
Malala has repeatedly prioritized her fight for what she believes in above her own safety. I think this shows integrity.
I'm Harriet Tubman. I was born in Maryland in 1822. I was born a slave. I escaped from slavery on September 17, 1849, and subsequently led 13 missions to rescue approximately 70 enslaved people. During the Civil War, I served as an armed scout and spy for the United States Army. I was the first woman to lead an armed expedition in a war when I guided the whale at Cumberland Ferry, which liberated more than 700 slaves.
Harriet Tubman escaped slavery, but rather than focusing on her own freedom, she focused on saving the lives of others and putting her own safety at risk in the process. We think this shows integrity.
Hold on, question. Why am I holding a $20 note?
Well, the United States Treasury has planned to make Harriet Tubman the face of the $20 bill. This decision was made by Barack Obama, another man who feels shows great integrity.
I'm Ellen DeGeneres. You probably know me from my TV show, Ellen. In 1997, I famously came out as gay on my TV show, Ellen. At the time, this was a pretty big deal. I was the first openly gay character on primetime TV. When I told my bosses that I wanted to be open about my sexuality, they told me that it would ruin my career, but I wanted to be honest about who I was. After I told people I was gay, I received death threats and struggled to find words. Thankfully, we've seen some big changes in how people view sexuality over the past 20 years, but there's still a long way to go. Ellen has changed a lot of people's lives just by being honest about her own life.
She decided that being true to herself was more important than being successful. We think this shows integrity. So we talked about some examples of great integrity, people who have stood up for what they believe in despite putting them in danger or limiting their success. But how does this relate to the way we live our lives?
We are going to put this idea of integrity into the context of our school by looking at lessons we can learn from Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, Professor Dumbledore said, "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to our friends." Perhaps one of the ways that we can show integrity and stand for what we believe in is by challenging our peers when we feel they aren't doing the right thing.
Dumbledore can actually teach us a lot about integrity. He also said, "It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." Perhaps one of the choices we can make that shows integrity is choosing to be honest.
When we were at school, that might mean just saying I hadn't done my homework instead of coming up with a reason why you haven't got it. Or it might mean going out and dodgeball even if nobody saw the movie.
In our life and our relationships with our family and friends, this might mean being honest about how we feel or what we think. If you disagree with something, say it. It's one of the ways we can show that we have integrity.
Another lesson we can learn from Dumbledore is to stand up for what we believe in. He said there will be a time when we must choose between what is easy and what is right.
So how do we stand up for what we believe in? If you think that we need to save the environment, stop using straws, or use reusable water bottles.
If you think we need to challenge injustice, you can write a letter, start a blog, or even start a conversation with a teacher. Having a good voice is a way to show integrity.
So to sum up, we have learned that having integrity is about knowing who you are and what you stand for, not letting anything stand in the way of that.
If you're not really sure how you can show integrity in a tough situation, just ask yourself, what would Dumbledore do? Now we have an announcement about Memorial Day.
This weekend contains a special day. Sunday the 11th of November, during the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, all around the world we stop to remember those who have died in the line of duty. It is sometimes called Poppy Day. At this time of year, Poppy's badges are sold all around the world to raise money for Royal British Legion, a charity which supports the families of veterans and service members who have lost their lives or been injured during conflicts. These soldiers give up their lives to help keep us safe, living in peace. Donations can be made towards the year's Poppy Appeal at the school reception, cafe and library. Any amount of donation is appreciated. Each year, a service in Singapore is held in Kranji War Memorial to remember those who have lost their lives in Singapore. Our DCIS choir are very privileged to be joining the choirs from Tanglin Trust School and Dulwich to sing at this service. We wish them the best of luck.